Hi guys, and welcome to part 3 of the interview with Spidermash. In this part, we're going to discuss how he got into streaming, things he's done since he started streaming to help him build a community and gain a following, as well as a few tips about staying healthy, keeping a good mindset as well while streaming. We'll also talk a little bit about what we think the future of microtransactions in RS3 could be. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to shut up and enjoy the video. You started streaming, you said, kind of through a friend's
through being in the clan, yeah, joining the clan and then joining the Discord. They kind of encouraged me to just flick it on, and that's pretty much where it started. They were my core viewers. I had like 6 or 7 from the clan that were always there every night, which automatically give you that little head start. And at the time when I started streaming RuneScape, we were all one big happy RuneScape family, where it was OSRS and RS3 all in one category.
Yep.
So we were always, RS3 was always down the bottom of the page anyway, so it didn't make much difference. But obviously then we had an amicable divorce, and we got given our own pages.
I think it's the only way it really could be, though, isn't it? Like, otherwise you'd have
They are 2 separate games.
Yeah.
So,
despite sharing the name.
And the communities are very much their own.
Yes, very split.
As I've experienced, as recently now, coming from RS3 onto OSRS, you get a lot of well done. You made the right choice. You cured your retardation. I had the other day.
I don't understand the hate people have for the other version of the game.
But if they played when obviously I wasn't there when EOC was introduced, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, it was a very botched introduction of EOC. It was very, very messy, and a lot of people instantly just were like, "That's it, we're done. Like, I'm off."
I think Wazzy said Revolution wasn't there for like 6 months to a year, so anyone that didn't want to learn the spells just had to rely on their auto attacks. Like,
and they didn't have the option to play with Legacy and
just the simple things that would help out.
Yeah, again, just another RuneScape thing, isn't it? Where they just drop it on the community, and then, oh no, it went wrong. Well, we'll try and fix it, and then it's a little bit too late, and they've kind of been on the back foot ever since, I guess. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, how would you say you grow a community on Twitch? What would be your tips for people starting out?
Be as interactive as you can. Don't try too hard, because people will see that. People will see that you're being fake. Try and be as genuine as you can. Obviously, if you're very good at something, use that to your advantage, or vice versa. If you're very bad at something,
see the improvement. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like my lack of ability at PVMing is always been my highlight. My RuneFest, when you get nominated for a gnome, they ask you for a 30-second clip that sums up your stream. I just got 30 seconds of me dying to various bosses. Be it, I think it started at Jad, me dying to Jad, and then it progressed through the video to me dying to God Wars Dungeon 2, me dying to Rax, me dying to eventually. At that point, I had started trying out Telos, so it was me dying to Telos. That was my stream, and that still is my stream. I'm still, I can hold my own. I've got 600 KC at Rax, but I can 1 to 3. I can do it all day long. Give me P4, prayer flicking. I'm like a mess. I just face tank everything, and I don't eat any food all the way through the fight, and then I get through it all in P4 because I just don't have that ability where I'm just like on it. I know exactly when it's going to do it. I know it does this, and then I have to switch, and I know it does that, and I have to switch back. But can I do it? Can I?
It's just that staying calm.
Yeah, staying calm and trying to always conscious that yes, I'm streaming. You've got to kind of, you can't just sit. I mean, like respect for like Couchy and stuff, because Couchy just sits there, no mic, no cam. He's got his music on. He hasn't got to focus on what stream's doing because he's just focusing on what he's doing, and he's very good at that.
But again, like we mentioned, I can't remember if it was before we started, everyone has like a different audience. Like you will have some people that are for the high tier PVM that will watch Lucario and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't have to interact quite so often with chat.
No, and that's what people I find as well. RuneScape viewers don't translate across to any other games. I found that from playing other games myself, because unlike I can't sit here and play this game unless I've got a goal that I'm really excited about that's making me want to play that game. Sometimes I just don't want to play RuneScape, and then you stream another game, and Wazzy gets it. I mean, a lot of streamers do get it. You stream a different game, and the viewers just aren't there because you're recognised for your ability to do this, do that, blah, like within the RuneScape game. A lot of RuneScape viewers just want to see RuneScape. They don't want to watch you playing different games, no matter how it's like. You might be just as entertaining, but some people are there for the content as opposed to the creator, and you've got to find that niche of people that are there for you, not for what you're doing.
Yeah, because you obviously have a bit of fun with your green screen.
I do indeed. That happens. I do. I like to try and like give a bit of like a bit of production value to it. I don't do YouTube. I don't like. So I like any money that I do get from the streaming. I tend to put into improving the stream. One of the first things I did was buy a new microphone, which was a massive improvement, and then upgrading my computer slowly to get it so that I can produce better video quality, like content stream quality. Upgrading my webcam, getting the green screen, and then spending a bit of time like getting a stream deck, setting up different little scenes, setting up little funny things, spending a bit of money on paying artists to have things drawn up, made for the stream, just to give it a little bit more value.
Yeah, just a slightly higher looking production quality, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you do get that lucky break, and you get the lucky break, and you make it big on Twitch, you've already got that foundation to build off of. You've already got I don't know if you ever watched Dr. Disrespect streams.
I've seen little clips and bits, right, but I can't say it's my sort of genre.
He wins a lot of streaming awards, but his production quality just for streaming is very high. In between games, he's got different little scenes where it's like a little montage of him doing a dance or with a different thing. There's always something different. He's got loads of different little scenes that make the boring bits less boring, you know what I mean?
I guess it's more like a TV show in that respect rather than a stream.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you've just got to invest. You've got to put in. At the end of the day, you get what you put in. If you don't put in much effort to your stream, you don't make the effort to use what you've earned from the stream to improve the production, then you're not gonna see the value, are you? Someone turns up to the stream and they like instantly see, oh, they're switching scenes. They've got this little in between the scene thing. They've got this nice little BRB screen. You know what I mean? They've got those kind of things. People kind of they see it's kind of a higher quality type thing. You know what I mean?
Rather than just someone with the webcam in the corner.
Rather than someone who's just literally rocked up to the computer, turned it on, and started going.
Yeah. Which
at the beginning you've got to do. You've got to just put yourself out there. But it doesn't take 10 minutes. You can go. There's plenty of like pre-downloadable like scene transitions and screens and stuff that you can make that you can just add. It literally just gives you the text box. You click on the text box, you add your name. You know what I mean? Which is where we all started. I feel no one came into it with straight off the bat with all these things, because it's things that you learn, and you learn what's good, what's bad, what works, what doesn't work. what your stream like, what your stream don't like. My stream love to Photoshop my head onto multiple things, which I'm sure you've seen on my Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Especially shout out to Noski, because Noski is prolific with them. I think he made like 6 the other night just on one stream of me on various. There's an alpaca, there's a llama, there's loads. I couldn't even tell you. There's just multiple ones, but they add value to the stream. They're entertaining. They give everyone a little giggle. You know what I mean? Which is exactly like that green screen clip's done so well on Twitter, because because it's Christmas, I've put a little Christmas scene behind me, and one of my American friends, Seventh Sleeper, who is a known winning award artist, because he hasn't really seen much of my stream because I'm new to OSRS, so he's only just started streaming. He didn't actually realise that wasn't my house. He genuinely thought I lived in a ginormous house with a massive fireplace and an 8-foot Christmas tree, until he realised it was the green screen. Upon trying to ruin the illusion for him, it then collapsing on my head, which always makes for a great moment. But it's just little things like that. I always try, like in the summer, I had one where I was on the beach, which is always a great little thing when people come into the stream. They're like, "Oh, you're on the beach?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, the Wi-Fi is wicked." You know, like it's a little thing. It's a little conversation starter, a little thing as well. When you're scrolling through the Twitch directory, you might see it and you're like, "Oh, that guy's on the beach. What?" And then you click on it. You know what I mean? It pulls. It's just.
Yeah. It's something to get people into your stream, and then once they're there, making sure you chat with them to keep them there.
It's converting follows into regulars, which is the hardest thing. The law of average, which kind of works out, especially for the bigger streamers, is 1% of your followers will be regular viewers. Which is, if you look at it, so I've just hit 1,800 followers.
Yep.
Converts to 18 average viewers, which for me is about the right. I float around between 20-30 viewers a night, so which works out, and that's kind of the law of averages. That's how it is. If you look at the bigger streamers, for instance, again, the Doc works out at just about 1%, a little bit more depending on who he's playing with, what he's doing. Obviously, new games, the rule goes out the window, because everyone's on Twitch because they want to see their streamer playing the game that they know that they're going to be good at. They want to get the upper hand. They want to see what that streamer's doing, how they're doing it with it, in that kind of thing. Which is, again, why I think RuneScape's struggling at the moment on Twitch, because there isn't anything that people are going to log in to look and be like, "Oh, we haven't had a boss." Like, since ED3.
Yeah.
We haven't had any content. We haven't had anything like that people can come and watch and be like, "Oh," so you know what I mean? The archaeology, I feel, is going to be good. Hopefully it's going to get a few of the old streamers back on to try and go for that top spot.
The race to the first 99, the first 120.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I think that's going to die off. As soon as the first 99 is done, I think it's going to die off, because it's a lot of XP to get to 120. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen. And are people really going to want to watch someone every day doing the same thing? You know what I mean? Yeah. Every day. So it is what it is. We play RuneScape because we love it, not because we're trying to make a living off it. Well, some people, especially myself at least. The money, the little bit of money I get from streaming, I do just generally put in towards buying new things for myself for the stream. I don't. It's a little bit of extra cash on the side that pays for upgrading the webcam, getting a new mouse when my mouse broke. You know what I mean? It's that.
It's that rather than relying on it to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
But RuneScape Twitch doesn't, RS3 Twitch especially, unless you are pulling in a large amount of numbers every night. For me especially, I wouldn't be able to quit my day job. And I also love my day job. As much as I love streaming, I also love my day job. I've been doing it 14 years, so if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think like having a schedule as well is very important?
Most definitely, being consistent, being regular, because it's like a TV programming, isn't it? You know what I mean? Everyone knows. Oh, so for instance, I'm predominantly normally Monday to Friday will be going live at 7 o'clock GMT. I start then, and then I can go till normally 11 o'clock. At the moment, definitely 11 o'clock because I'm having so much fun playing the game. That time just flies, and the stream you generally have. Streaming's very heavy on your like mindset. And your stream can tell when you're not having fun, which is one of the reasons I'm having a break from RS3 because I wasn't having fun. I was logging in and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then I'd be arsing about for an hour and I'd be like, oh, it's been an hour and I haven't actually done anything. I'm not really having loads of fun. It's, you know what I mean? Whereas now, playing Twisted League, I log in and it's an hour deep and I'm like, oh man, it's an hour already. Like
it flies by. Yeah.
Which is why you need goals, especially like if you've got a goal, then time flies by. Like the same with the QBD challenge. Because I had so much I wanted to get done, the time flies because you've got something to do.
But just turning the stream on and
you just get going
chilling.
You just So, but yeah, I would definitely say trying to be as regular as you can. Don't try and be every night 17 hours a day. You know what I mean? Because it's not healthy. It's not healthy to sit at the computer for that long. It's not healthy to be consistently talking for that long, streaming for that long, in front of the computer for that long. Because at the end of the day, you can't just sit in the house. Even the full-time streamers don't stream. They stream for 6 to 8 hours a day because it's got to be, if you're going to do it full-time, you've got to treat it like a job. You can't sit and think streaming for 12 hours is going to be healthy because it's not. You can't survive sitting in front of the computer for 12 hours, and then trying to do the rest of life outside of that 12 hours.
It's going to affect it. Yeah.
It's going to affect your relationship with your family. If you've got a partner, it's going to reflect that. You know what I mean? You can't just focus. I respect putting the effort in, but are you putting 100% in? If you're doing 7 streams a week, 12 hours a day, are you putting in 100% for that full 12 hours for those full 7 days? And when are you having time for yourself, time to see your friends, time to see your family, time to generally go outside? Do you know what I mean? Like you can't live off. If you're streaming for, say, 12 hours, how long of that are you spending in the rest of the day making your dinner, getting a bit of exercise, doing things that aren't related to streaming, watching a bit of Netflix? You know what I mean? You've got to find that balance, ideally. And then once you do find that balance, then you build on that. And then that's when the people know when as well. You've got to be happy. People know when if you're not having a good time. And you see quite a lot on Twitter. A lot of bigger streamers say, "Not going to stream today. Not really in the right mindset. I'm going to have a mental health day or a day off, or I'm going to go and see my friends." You know what I mean? Which you've got to do. Because at the end of the day,
people will be understanding about that as well. I guess that is one thing that people maybe worry about, is that like if they do have days off, then is everyone going to come back the next day? But of course they are. Like
exactly. It's not like it's the same for me. Like especially with work, I have to work away quite a lot. Well, depending on what work we've got in, depends on whether I have to work away. And I originally got that fear, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to be able to stream for a week. What's going to happen? And when I come back and everyone's forgotten about me." And it really isn't, because everyone's just like, "Oh man, I missed you. How was you?" Like, you've got a lot. Having a week off gives you a lot of content then to talk about in stream. What have you done this week? Oh, this is what I was doing. this is where I was. You know what I mean? It gives you it gives you things to talk about. Everyone has to have a holiday. You don't just you've got to have a break. And sometimes working away for me is like having a break. Like although I'm working, I'm not at home. I'm not getting in. Because like for me, I get in, I talk to my parents, I have dinner, turn on the stream. I stream till 11 o'clock, half 11. I turn off the stream. I go and have some cereal. I go to bed. I go to work. Repeat. Like that's my routine. So working away, having a break breaks the routine. You get a bit of you're not thinking about the stream. You're not thinking about the game. You know what I mean?
It lets you relax your mind a little bit.
Lets you relax your mind, yeah, because you're not thinking about it. You're thinking about other things. You're more focused on work. Especially with working away as well. You're with the lads. Like there's normally a group of you, so there's normally a group. So you go out after work. You have a drink. You have some food. Before you know it, it's like your time to go to bed. You don't have that time to sit and think about it, which is good.
So, and also obviously recently they had the double XP where again focusing on like spending too much time in front of the computer.
Yeah,
where they spread it out.
I really liked what they did with that. I know a lot of people are moaning. They're like, "Oh, well, I'm not getting. Normally you get 72 hours, but if you are concerned that you are not getting 72 hours of double XP, you need to actually have a word with yourself. Because let's be honest, if you're sitting in front of your computer for a solid 72 hours without sleeping, eating, drinking properly, then you should be. Then you have an issue where you are probably addicted to the game or computer. You know what I mean? Like 32 hours was, like they said, their average login time over the weekend of DXP.
Yeah, and having it spread out over that whole week, for me at least, worked really well, because I normally work at weekends. So if it had just been one weekend, every minute I wasn't at work, I'd have been like, I'm missing out.
Yeah, exactly. It gives everyone a chance to spend, like, weekends maybe got 12 hours in over total, like 6 hours a day on the Friday over like the weekend, and then the rest of the week, then a couple of hours a night to get in a little bit of AFK fishing, maybe while you're doing like uni work or whatever you're doing. Gives you that. You feel like you're not missing out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say anything because I still had 30 hours left last week.
Well,
I'd used 6 hours of that, and about an hour of that was getting comp and arsing about with comp. So yeah, I can't really. I think this was the first DXP since I came back that I didn't actually sit and play just RS3.
Yeah.
Every other DXP I've done a 24-hour stream for, because I've had, like, obviously after before I maxed, I had maxing to get. After max, I was going for 120 Dungeoneering and Slayer, so I was using DXP for that. But because I was so close with comp, I'd literally, because I'd messed it up, I was just waiting on a time-locked quest. I'd got everything else. I was literally just waiting. So having Twisted League gave me that break, something else to play. Yeah. As well as other games, like I haven't been playing recently, but a couple of months ago I set up a Minecraft server. Wazzy was on there, Mage Nixie was on there, Cleggy, a few others from my stream were on there, and we had loads of builds, and then we made a modded server, and then we played that. So you've got to have, yeah, it is. But yeah, it was a good idea. I do like that they're trying to encourage health. You've been playing for 4 hours, maybe take a break from your computer. I mean, no one's going to listen to it, but
it still is. It's just that little
they're
bit.
implementing. They are trying to implement things to encourage healthier gaming, because it is a very sweaty game. A lot of people do just sit there all day, don't have a job, aren't bothered about getting a job, because they'll just sit there and play RuneScape all day.
Yeah, and they recently, I think, said they were gonna give out the treasure hunter drop rates on PC. despite the fact they've been on mobile since, well, mobile launched because they had to be.
Yes.
For some reason, they weren't announced on PC at the same time, and I
No.
really struggle to think why you wouldn't just.
I don't know. Again, another thing. So I saw on Reddit, someone had spent like 10 bill trying to get that unicorn plushie out of Treasure Hunter, which again just goes to show how ridiculous the rates are to get a bloody cosmetic. But if you've got 10 bill that you can spend on there, then more power to you.
But at least things are looking up into the future. Obviously, there was that slightly disastrous stream.
Yeah.
With Mod MTX or whatever his name, Mod Mac.
Yeah.
But they did follow it up with quite a nice.
In Warden We Trust.
Yes.
I spoke to him quite a lot at RuneFest, and I believe that he has got, for both games, he wants to get it right. He wants to get us back with players, back in the good books, not plagued on Reddit by just MTX this, MTX that. You know what I mean? He wants to get
a more friendly community, I guess.
Yeah.
Back.
And obviously we've got Mod Rogue now, who's head of esports for both games. So she's focusing on getting an RS3 esports league, some sort of esports thing sorted apparently. First, that's what she's working on. I haven't heard anything about it, but that's what she's predominantly tasked with apparently. So yeah, I think everything's going in the right direction for both games. It just seems that OSRS get everything first, but I guess they've got the bigger player base, so they're gonna go with the one where
they're making more money.
The players, well, they're not making more money, but they've got a higher player base.
Yeah,
because MTX, like they said, does fund a lot of it, which is probably why they've been so reluctant to
reduce it and everything.
To reduce it, because if you've got some up, why? If it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I mean? But it is broken, and
I think they realise it's broken now as well, which is like half the issue, but the other half of the issue is how are they going to make money?
But again, like people said, a lot of people said, especially for Twisted Leagues, they were like, if you'd have done Twisted League Pass, you pay an extra £2, £3, £4, £5, however much, not a massive amount, but a certain amount, and be like, Twisted League Pass. If you get Twisted League Pass, you can play Twisted League.
Yeah, just gives you access to it.
Gives you access to Twisted League. Then people, if they want to play it, they'll play it. If they don't want to play it, they won't play it. Give Twisted League Pass to streamers. Gives you the streamer pool. They're all going to play it then. You know what I mean? That's how you're going to do it. Also, they really need to up their marketing, RS3 do. For instance, look at BlizzCon. Look at all the quality of the trailers that they brought out for games that are cinematic trailers. Yeah. Everyone knows they're a cinematic trailer. They're not coming off that trailer expecting it to look like that, but it gives that hype. It gives you something that you can slap on the telly and be like, "Pow! Here's our game. This isn't actually what the game looks like, but
this is it. Yeah.
This is it. This is RuneScape. This is this. You know what I mean? Like there is one cinematic trailer out there from years ago, and it's not bad. I'd never seen it, but it's not bad. You know what I mean?
It's just a little bit out of date now.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of date now. But we've got all this resources. Why are we not pushing the content? You know what I mean? No one's gonna know about the archaeology update unless they see an amazing trailer of a RuneScape-esque player, Indiana Jones style tomb raiding thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one outside the community is gonna know. really.
So
No one's gonna randomly just look up RuneScape in January and be like, oh, they've got a new skill without a nudge.
Yeah, it's the way they get in new players, I guess, is
which is what they've got to do. They've got to appease the old community, but also you've got to have something that's going to pull in the new community.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I started playing January. Now,
Yeah.
it was partly because while I was away, I watched the documentary.
Yes.
And that got me interested in the game. Now, obviously, I personally know Wazzy and have known him for 15 years, so having him there as a mentor really helped.
Yeah.
Because if he hadn't been there, I'd have had to rely on talking to other people in game. Obviously, now they've added the wiki function in game, which is really, really good.
Really useful. Yeah.
But I still find now there's so many things I come across that I've never been told about in game.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily lower level, and I don't know, it's just hard to work out how you can implement everything. Like, stuff that's brought up in quests, and that is an introduction, that I think is a good way of doing it. Introducing new mechanics and stuff in a quest is probably the best way of doing it, and, like, skills as well.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we just need a narrative kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, do these certain things, and then you kind of got a basic idea of how to actually play the game, as opposed to just like dropping you on Gillinor and being like, well, yeah, you can do this if you want to do this, but like you don't have to. You can just run around.
Yeah, so almost forcing people to do earlier quests first, kind of.
Yeah. Like, I always say to people now, especially now after starting the Iron Man thing, quests early game are the best thing. You should. I mean, there's a lot of guides out there on Reddit and things for both games of like in what order you should do stuff and what you should train and blah 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 to actually progress through the game in the right order. But that's fan player made again type things that, unless you actually are serious about you want to start playing RuneScape, you ain't gonna like look up a guide of what quests you've got to do in what order. Predominantly, I used to just do it of, let's read this one. Yeah, this gives this reward. I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, there's no actual motivation to go and do them.
There's no motivation to go and do it. It's just.
But I mean, that's partly the genre as well. Being an MMO, it is meant to be open and people can do their own paths through it. So
yeah,
it's a very tricky thing to balance because you don't want to squish it too much into a narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it takes away from the core style, where like one of the most enjoyable things about RuneScape is no matter what you're feeling, there's probably something for you to go and do. If you want to chill out, you can go and fish for an hour.
Yeah,
if you want something more intensive, go do Telos. If you want a story, do a quest.
I like how that scales. Oh, you want to be AFK? Fish. Oh, you want to not be AFK? Telos.
It's the extremes, but it gets the point across. Yeah. And then obviously, like story-based stuff, you do the quests. Like
exactly.
So you gotta make sure you don't push too much on that stuff.
Yeah, I just think early game at the moment is very. There's not a lot out there to do. There's not a lot of guidance. We kind of need some sort of some early game content, free to play content that's gonna make you want to get members. You know what I mean?
Yeah, proper introductions to all the skills.
Yeah,
like
I know they've increased the cap of the skills for free to play, so.
I think they're thinking of doing it. I know they're doing it on archaeology up to level 20, but I think most of them are still only level 5, which for something like Slayer doesn't really give you.
It doesn't give you any taste of the same as like Herblore. It doesn't give you any taste of the thing. What do you get at level 5 Herblore? Anti-poison and an attack potion.
Yeah,
like you ain't gonna see the benefits of Herblore from that. That ain't gonna make you want to go, "Wow, Herblore's amazing."
I must pay my money.
Oh yeah, I must give you my money now for all of these extra things. Like, but so we'll see. We shall see.
Indeed. Well, I think we're gonna.
I think one last thing. I think going way back to the farming update and stuff, they've done messed up that farm guild. They done did an error there. Like, I know they're working off Manor Farm and that's the thing, but old school's farming guild is amazing in comparison. It's like a one big greenhouse. It's pretty cool. The first area you unlock at like 43, and it gives you a bush patch, a flower patch, and 2 allotment patches. But then you get a woman that gives you farm contracts that give you seed packs. So you complete the contract, you get some seeds, and that's how and then you can level up. And then level 65, you unlock another wing of the farming guild. And then level 85, you unlock the last bit. Our farming guild, you get remote farming that, like 3 remote farming spots or 2 remote farming spots. Ain't no. I never used the spell in the first place. So why am I going to want to graft and unlock a thing that I'm not going to use? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Just the rewards don't outweigh the effort.
Again, beautiful. Don't see the point of it. And again, another thing, old school's got a lot of guilds. We haven't got a woodcutting guild. They've got a woodcutting guild. Like, they've got, I know now technically Big Game Hunter is a skilling boss, but they've got in the woodcutting guild, no, the farming guild, sorry, there is like a tree boss that you plant, you get a seed, you can randomly get a seed reward from harvesting your crops, and then you can go and plant it, and then this boss grows. I don't know what the drops are because I haven't done it, but you get a woodcutting skilling boss. You know what I mean? Like,
just something a bit different.
Something a bit different, yeah. That gives people that if you want to do a bit of PVM but also skilling at the same time,
you got it.
Can.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I know OSRS take a lot of things from us, but maybe we should start taking a few things off them.
Yeah, Group Iron Man as well.
Obviously works really well on old school. So why are you not trying to put it in an RS3? Yeah, Group Iron Man. Holy hell, yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be
again.
fun.
We'll probably have to set up an unofficial Group Iron Man and pretend we're Iron Man and just not use the GE. And so, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Well, on that slightly negative note,
unfortunately,
I think we'll bring it to a close. We've been chatting for about an hour and a half, so it's flown past. But we've covered a lot of interesting things. Now, what are your future plans, and got any shout-outs? I'll hand over to you.
So obviously, I'm doing Twisted Leagues at the moment on old school. I have no bite. I get a lot into it. I'm really good at speaking.
Give that one another go.
Obviously, I get it quite a lot in stream now at the moment. Oh, have you quit RS3? No, I haven't quit RS3. I'm just having a break. Everyone has a break from RS3. It's more obvious that because I'm a streamer. So I am, of course, looking forward to archaeology. I'm hoping that they put it out of the bag with this update. So plans as far as there is, I might take a couple of days off work to play archaeology to really give it a good testing, a good go. Obviously, at the moment, there's I think 40 something days left of Twisted League, so I'm just gonna keep trying this until I get bored or it stops becoming fun. Yeah. But at the moment, that's that. I have started teaching myself to edit little videos together. You may have seen them on Twitter. Just because I feel like it's another way of advertising yourself, innit? Something happens, like that green screen. Something happens funny. It got clipped, but then what you're doing with that clip, you've got to. Again, it's a whole other thing of you put in a little bit of effort, you get a bigger reward.
Yeah, just getting people over to you.
Yeah, I jokingly said the other day that I might start. I have a YouTube channel, but there's nothing on there. Actually, making I called them stream lowlights. So just unfortunate incidents that happen on the screen that for other people would be a highlight, but for me are probably a low.
Yeah.
Whether I work my way up to that, I mean, the first clip I did for Twitter was 40 seconds long, and it took me 2 hours to edit. So, if we're going off of that time scale, a 10-minute YouTube video is going to take me about a week. So, but
oh yes, the joys of video. I know quite a bit about that.
that's the learning curve, and especially when I'm learning myself. Shout out! I am going to give a shout out to Galaxy Shark. He actually sat with me the other night on Discord with screen share, showing me how to do some basic editing and how it works. Shout out to my community, my mods in the chat, boys in the Discord that are always there, no matter what game I'm playing. They're always there just to rip it out of me. And yeah, just everyone else. Shout out to everyone in general. Just thanks for having me, I guess. Thanks for putting a stupid kid on the internet and watching him.
Well, thank you for coming on. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed your time.
I have
gone pretty in depth on a lot of issues in the game.
Yeah.
This is probably the first one where I've done that so much. A lot of the time we've been focusing more on the positive side, but it is good to bring up that there are things that need improving.
And nothing's perfect.
Yeah, and
lying. I think everyone can hand on heart say they'd be lying if they said that RuneScape's the perfect game. Well, any game. 90% of games that everyone plays, there's always an issue. It's just people just sometimes don't want to learn.
All right. Well, lovely.
Yeah, wonderful.
We'll leave it on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good stream this evening. I'm sure you're about to head over there. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.